position as a division chief. Fireside here has, Fire EMS, we have 3 shifts, A, B, and C shifts. So I'm over all those shifts. So I'm basically Monday through Friday. I will get called out at nights or on the weekends. And that, but basically day is I go to both stations, meet up with the battalion chief who's in charge of those shifts during the day, and that lay out any plans that we might have, any special things going on, make sure that they're in tune, communicate. Communication's a big thing in this job, is so that we're all on the same page, we're all doing the same thing. A lot of my work during the day in my position right now consists of paperwork, paying bills, making sure equipment's getting fixed if it's broke down, like that. Now, firefighter paramedics, their basically day is customer service and answering ambulance or emergency calls. Oh, I'd say probably the most interesting thing, and when you say my job, you mean fire and EMS overall?
Yes.
I think the most interesting part is just the interaction with people. I mean, that's one thing that is so fascinating about this job. I mean, you'll get the people that are mad at the world. You're going to get people that are so lonely they just call an ambulance because they just really want somebody to talk to. Once you get there, it seems like all their pain goes away, and you just talk to them and on down to earth level with them. I just think the interaction between people is my most interesting part of the job. I think one of the thing I love most about it, there's probably 2 things that tie. Number one, in this field of work, there's a camaraderie or a family type orientation with the people you work with. Everybody knows each other's kids' names, their spouses' names. The other thing is, again, the meeting people. I've met a lot of fascinating people in this line of work. I mean, made a lot of good connections, made a lot of friendships. And so I would say that is one of the, probably the biggest thing. It's just the people interaction, both patient-wise and employee-wise, getting to know these people. Customer service is the biggest one. We do a lot of things that really drive us, especially at Gladstone. Just the other day, for example, there was a lawnmower fire. A guy was trying to mow up a bunch of his leaves in his yard with a riding lawnmower, and it just overheated and caught fire. Those crews not only responded and put out the fire and got his lawnmower moved, but they stayed on scene and raked his leaves up and put them in a bag, for him.
Wow.
And there's other stories. One time there was a lady, she was having a stroke, and she was baking cookies, and she did not want those cookies to go to waste, and that the crews transported her to the hospital, but the engine crew stayed behind, gathered her cookies, and brought them back to the fire station and cooked them for her. And then, because she was baking them for a church event, and then they called the pastor, and he came and picked up the cookies. They finish things like that. That's just that's one of the main reasons that drew me to this career is, the ability to help people, not only at the back of the ambulance, but even at their house, whether it's, you notice that their trash is full and you offer to take their trash out when you go to a citizen's house. What got me into the business was I used to work for Walmart many, many years ago when I got out. And that was going to be my career. I was going to work in retail. I thought it was a great job. And I got on the fire department back up in Iowa where I was from. And at that time, fire trucks started running with ambulances on medical calls. And we never really had any medical background. We were there just to run the jaws of life, give them any support they needed. And we were on a medical call where there was a pretty bad accident, and there was a couple of teenage kids laying in the road that I had no medical training, so I decided I wanted to, I needed to be better at what I was doing if I that this is what I was going to do. And once I went to EMT school, I just loved it. I fell in love with just helping people. And then that just drove me to go to medic school. 23 years later, here I am. I think the greatest thing is it's not, you come into a job, whether it's like if you were a stocker, a cashier at a store, you're doing the same thing every day. Our job's not the same every day. Our job is not the same thing every day. Our patients aren't the same thing from hour to hour if we have them. I mean, one might be a chest pain, the next one might be a broken ankle. I mean, it's just different. So there's no monotony in it. It's just a wide variety of stuff you get to do. Plus, we also do fire on the side too. So you may have a car fire, or you may be installing a smoke detector in somebody's house. It's just a wide variety of everything you get to do during the day. Makes this job so great.